This is Ebisu Spring Matsuri 2025. Here's something you don't see every day. That third gear pinned. Looks good for this motor. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We got some tire smoke on that one. Oh no! It's early in the morning, the pits are filling up. We got every car management from Silvia's to Miata's, everything and anything in between. We've got JZX 100s, JZX 110s, full-blown FD Japan cars, and street cars. I'm pitted down here at Minami in the A31 Cefiro. A little rough around the edges, but this is the drift car that we bought here at Ebisu next to my friend Alex and his JZX 110. And then on the other side of us, we've got a JZX 90. The track doesn't go hot for another hour or so, so I'm gonna do some walking through here to check out some of the cars before we go and get on track ourselves. This is a really common kind of a hauler rig here with a rollback truck. But then you also have some stuff like this, where you've got a stacker truck to be able to bring two cars to the track. There's a really nice mix of, I don't want to say muscle cars, but you know, obviously very evident this is a drift car. But then you have some other really nice cars that are more street car-ish. This one's okay. Look at this Miata here, looks like it could just be, you know, a normal street car. Yeah, this really, really clean S13 here. Nice paint job, wide wheels, all that good stuff. We have a D1 Lights car right here. It's Mark II. Oh no, JZX 90, yeah. And then we've got a full Japan 2 car right here. Super wide body on this thing. Another FD Japan car right here. Beautiful. I really like this FDRX7. FDRX7s are some of my favorite, and you hardly ever see them out drifting because they are pretty expensive to buy in the States, but there are a few of them here at Spring Matsuri. This is Yoshida, okay, that's his car. D1 Lights. There are a couple of Rossas here too. These are a JZX 110 chassis, which is very similar to JZX 90 and JZX 100, just a little more modern in the sense of like the interior is a bit more comfortable, and a few other, you know, more modern things. It's a newer car, but almost all the steering suspension is the same or so similar that you can swap parts back and forth between JZX 90, 100, and 110s. Nice Stagia wagon. This is a chassis I'm familiar with, Infiniti G37. These are really common drift cars in the States. They're a pretty good solid chassis. They are a little more expensive than the typical G35 that we get. There's tons of G35s at drift events, but this is cool to see a nice, clean G37 wide body kit, all that stuff. It's sponsored by Tuner Concept Suspension. Cool. There's also a E46 coupe here. This is really cool. CJ, who's driving with me over there in that gray hat, he's a BMW fanatic, and I say that because he drifts in a turbo E36, and so he came over to talk to the owner of this E46, and the guy doesn't speak any English, so it was kind of funny. Next to the E46 is one of my favorite cars, an R34 sedan. I really wanted to pick one of these up. The prices of these have gone through the roof because, well, it's an R34. They're really desirable. People maybe can't quite afford a coupe, a GTR, and so they end up getting the sedans because they're a little cheaper, but even then they're not necessarily that cheap. A car like this is still like 30 grand. Although I would say this is a G37. This has a Nissan badge, so I think technically this is a Skyline here in Japan. There are a few grip cars like this guy out here. I'm assuming this is a grip car, a nice Honda Civic. Some of the grip guys will come out for Drift Matsuri because you can drive on some tracks that aren't normally open, like Higashi. Here's something you don't see every day. A Nissan Laurel. That looks really nice. I wonder if it still has the RB20 in it. There's another one of those stacker trucks that's got two S13 coupes on it. Now that's a drift car right there, S13. Next to an S14 that's, you know, similar shape. There we go. Drift missiles aren't really a commonplace here at Ebisu anymore, but every now and then you find something like this in the pits. This is an arc radiator, or an arc intercooler. Interesting. Interesting. A little beat up, but that's the Abbey Road, whatever. Those are really popular when they're in really good shape. These are really expensive. This car looks like it's seen a Matsuri or two. A lot of the cars that are here through power vehicles like ours are typically JZX chassis. JZX 100s have become really popular the last couple of years because they have a 1JZ, so they make good power, and parts are readily available because there are so many different cars, chassis that use the same parts. The Laurel's firing up right there, they're unloading it. The JZX 100s are no longer cheap. They used to be really cheap and affordable, which I think is part of why there was a huge appeal for using them here at Ebisu with power vehicles. Plus parts are plenty available. You can make really good power, the 1JZ, no problem. But they're starting to get expensive. These JZX 100s used to be, you know, 10 grand or so, or even less. Now, like I was talking to some Polish guys that bought a vehicle through power vehicles this week, and it was about 3 million yen. Which is $21,000, I think, approximately. So, I mean, it was a nice JZX, very nice, but not cheap. We had to fill up with gas before we could get going to go drifting this morning. So we're over at Higashi. This is where the gas station is, to be able to fill up the Cefiro and go kill some tires. We still got about 20 minutes till the track goes hot. As you can see, the pits are pretty full over here at Higashi as well. Pretty much everywhere the pits are going to be full. Doesn't take me long to find my people anywhere where I am in the world. We got a couple 8.6s over here. Yeah. One. There's two more over here. Two. One in front of that one over there. And then in front of this S14. Another 8.6. Good stuff. Good stuff. I've never driven this track before, not even in a Assetto Corsa, but I think it's time for me to do some laps after CJ just got a bunch in. The RB20 in the Cefiro is a little underpowered for a track like this, but we'll give it a go. All right, we're gonna do a little grip wrap lap here on Higashi. And then, ooh, this downhill section is gonna be a ton of fun. Okay. I'm just kind of learning the track still. So you go down. Oh my gosh, this back section is going to be so much fun. Holy cow. I was a little worried because the Cefiro still has the stock RB20, like a little bit more boost as a manual boost controller. And then it also has the stock side mount intercooler, so it doesn't cool real well, and I could tell when it's getting hot because I'm down on power. But that downhill section, woo, that downhill section is going to be a ton of fun. The only time you can drift Higashi, I think, is during the Matsuri. So this is cool, being able to drive it. And then we're going to lose all power on the uphill right there. Yeah. That's third gear pinned. I'm hardly moving at all. This car really does not, really struggles with that uphill. So we'll go out, toss it wide. Actually, we'll probably toss it late, like right here. And then back this way. And down. Looks like people are manjing right here. And then down into the third, or the bottom of the hill here. I don't know if I'm going to have the balls to do that. I don't know if I'll have the courage to do that, is how I should put it. In this corner, tuck it in second. I'll probably hit third going up the hill and then downshift to second. Yeah, okay. All right. Third gear, wide open throttle. Come on. Come on. Come on. Give it all she's got. A little handbrake entry there because I'm... Oh yeah, it does not have the power for that. I was like, the gearing is a little off. It was good for this corner. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We got some tire smoke on that one. Okay. He's going off. Downshift to second. Not quite all the way through. There we go. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough balls to go all the way through that. There's not enough power. Well, that's fun. Down second. A lot of these corners are like start in third. Ooh. Woo. running out of gear in second there. Ah. Went off back there. That's a bummer. That was a really clean car. Still is a clean car, but still. Woo. Alright, well that was fun, but I realized that this car just can't quite do Higashi. Not enough beans. Oh well, still a good time. The little RB20 struggles a bit with Higashi. This is such a fast track. You really need a more powerful car or a differently gripped up car. Some of the 8.6s out here are doing great, but it's just, this car is struggling. It's pretty tired.
Join us next time for...
I'm at Ebisu Drift Matsuri 2025. I'm over at the Nishi track.